Good afternoon and welcome to our video where we're going to be talking about Google's in-depth articles. I'm Chad Hill and I'm joined by Adam Stetzer.
Yeah, good afternoon, Chad, and welcome to our brown bag today. We're diving into these new search result formats from Google, this in-depth article. If you're just trying to learn about this topic, what this means, if you run some searches in Google, you will see the normal 10 organic results per page, but sometimes at the very bottom you'll see, hey, check out these in-depth articles, where the 10th result is often 2 or 3 or more results, and this is what Google's calling their in-depth articles. It's a new format. We see this introduced by Google into their search results from time to time, such as when they first released Maps, and then they went to Map Packs, and they're playing with Carousel for local. So today's topic is something new in the search results, Google in-depth article. Chad, what do we know about this? We know it's brand new. People are probably very eager for information.
Absolutely, and it's definitely brand new. It looks really cool, and I think this is part of Google's goal of getting more answers directly surfaced in the initial search results without people having to click to lots of different places. But what we see so far, as you said, Adam, is that it tends to be for certain phrases. We of course Googled SEO, and there's 3 articles about SEO at the bottom of that page. You can see that they tend to be from larger brands, well-known brands, a lot of publishers out there. From what we've seen, those tend to be where they're showing. And then, like we talked about, it's just a more rich search result that gets you directly to a much more in-depth piece rather than a shorter one-page piece of content on another website.
Okay, and some data on this new type of organic output from Moz. They tracked 10,000 queries as a sample and showed in-depth articles from Google on about 350 of them. So, penetration is still fairly low. I think Google rolls these things out this way and often will grow it if they find it successful. So, but I'm sure what our viewers are wondering is, like, well, how do I get my content to be an in-depth article? Probably premature to be able to have an answer that's at all credible on that, I would think, Chad, but we could probably respond with just some generic what you should be doing for on-site content anyway.
Right. So I think the couple things that everyone should be doing, one is that you should be using Schema.org markup. And so if you haven't, go check their website out, Schema.org. They have a lot of different micro formats. What that basically means is that when you put more rich information on your website, you can tag that rich information so that the search engines are able to pull out that information and then highlight it in their search results. So we've talked about this in the past with video and Schema.org with video, with local results. Well, now there are Schema.org or micro formats related to in-depth articles, so making sure your content is tagged appropriately. The second thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that, well, of course, it's always indexable by the search engine. So if you are a publisher and you're hiding your content behind a paywall, you're going to need a way to let the search engines through to find that information so they can index it and put it on the search results page. And I think the final thing you want to do is when there is a multi-page article, to give the search engine a clear way to index all of those pages of content. And we've probably all seen that, Adam, where if you're on Business Week or something, a lot of times they want to break that article into 4 or 5 pages so that you're moving from page to page, getting new ad inventory as you go along the way.
Right, and at this point, given that this is so new, I'd be highly skeptical of anyone who's advertising to you how to rank in Google in-depth articles. But a few things that I think we always know is that Google is very good at doing algorithmic updates. Everything they do seems to be based on popularity signals, the strongest of which is usually inbound links. But don't go crazy and try to game this. Just like the advice we'd give for any sort of search engine optimization is, Google is also very good at spotting people who are overly gaming or manipulating their systems, and that's not the best approach. The best approach is make something excellent, try to promote it as ethically as possible and as widely as possible with the hopes that you might end up in an in-depth article.